Let me try to see if this is even working. Alcaraz held the first game. 1-love, it's 15-love on the center serve. Killer rally, guys. First extended rally of the match. Alcaraz feeling the ball well today. 15-0, forehand winner. Hold on. We just got to check if this is working. Test, 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 test. Test. Okay, 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 okay. All right, guys. We got this right here. How are we going to do this? Put it right here. This is some setup I got here. All right. We'll figure it out. I was up till 3 a.m. trying to figure out OBS and how to put the live score. This is my first watch along, guys. So excuse me for this setup. I had so many plans to do this. I've been planning this for such a long time, and I'm not ready, not even close to being ready, but I'm doing it anyway because I think it's a great opportunity. Sinner and Alcaraz, first time this year. Another extended rally, and Alcaraz misses a forehand a little bit long, 30-15 on the center serve. The thing is, I had a hard time figuring out how to do this. And let me tell you why on the next changeover. Okay, so let's just let these next two games play out, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit. I have to focus on the match. It'd be nice to be able to see the ball, though. And center serve and volley, hits a swing volley. Alcaraz is lightning fast. Gets there, hits a forehand cross-court passing shot, 30-all. Right away, a little bit of pressure on the center serve. The center swing volley is usually lethal, but this one he didn't place quite well. Hit it central into the deuce side. Center ripping. Alcaraz goes backhand down the line. And center hits the forehand long off a very good down the line backhand from Alcaraz. It's the first break point, 30-40. Okay. Guys, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the score like this. We're going to get into my live stream later, but hopefully you can see this. But I'll keep you updated. Hopefully in the next one, I'll figure out how to have the score on the screen. And I'll be in my studio, aka my balcony, on the next one. This is Lucy. I mean, that's Shadow. Please stop it. Whoa. Okay. All right. So wide serve from center. Alcaraz with a loopy return. Center runs around, blasts, and misses. And inside out forehand, it's break Alcaraz 2-0. I wish I could see the ball better in Monte Carlo. It's been a problem all week. It's been a little bit better when I watch it on the stream. But nevertheless, a good start for Alcaraz. I did check the weather prior to this. It looks like it's a little bit overcast right now. I thought it was going to be sunny. I think sunny. Advantage Alcaraz. Overcast. And when it's a little bit more slower conditions, I think that's an advantage for Sinner. Alcaraz with a big first serve, a return miss from Sinner, 15-love. First dropper from Carlito. As I said yesterday in my preview, you don't want to play cat and mouse with Carlito, but you know, you're forced to if he hits a drop shot. Now you're in a cat and mouse situation with him, and you're in a lot of trouble. Oh. Well, he actually missed that. I really can't see the ball on this TV. This is the first match I'm watching on TV. I thought Alcaraz had won that point, but he missed the forehand, clipped the top of the net. I'm gonna have to put the TV closer. I do have 20/20 vision, okay? But this is the Monte Carlo is always almost impossible to see the ball unless you're watching on the stream. Long rally, 15 all. Alcaraz sprays the backhand long. Hold on, let me pull this TV forward. Come here, TV. Get as close as possible. I'm gonna get the cables ripped out. All right. Hold on. Okay. All right, that's better. Way better. And another backhand spray from Alcaraz, 1542 breakpoint center. Thing with Alcaraz is early in matches, sometimes the forehand lets him down, but rarely the backhand. I'm surprised that he's spraying backhands long, but Stinner stabilized his game, not missing anymore. He's trying to get his teeth into the match right here. 2 breakpoints. Where to score at? No score today, guys. Kick serve, second serve, kick serve Alcaraz. Sinner mishits, not really mishits, but overhits backhand return long. Alcaraz saves the first break point. It's 30-40, 2-0 Alcaraz. Extended rally. Alcaraz ripping. Yannick running. Loops it deep. And Carlitos sprays it. That sometimes works exceptionally well on clay when you put some height on the ball. Forced the error from Alcaraz. They're back on serve. 2-1 Alcaraz. All right, guys. Now let's take this opportunity to talk about this watch along. Is the first one I'm doing. I've been planning to do this for a while, and I'm not ready. Not even close to being ready to be able to do this. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And here's my conundrum. I watch 99% of the matches on the stream. However, there's a delay between the stream and the real footage on TV. I would probably guess 2 to 3 seconds. So my question is, like, who watches these watch alongs? Are you guys not watching the match at all, just listening to it? Are you watching along on the stream, or are you watching along on the TV? And, you know, if that's the case, then it's going to be perfectly synced up. If you are listening to this and watching on the stream, you're going to be behind, and vice versa. So I'm a little bit confused on how to consume these matches. Obviously, it would be better if I watched it on stream, but I do plan to do this. I have a little bit of time until Madrid to be able to figure it out, and I will have the score on the screen. So, you know, I'm sure that you can't see the score on the iPad there. It's too small. But again, I was doing all these things yesterday trying to get ready for this. I was trying to get it going on Riverside. Then I was working with OBS until 3 a.m. and I do have somebody helping me, and we just couldn't get it. We just couldn't get it going, and we just couldn't get it figured out in time. was late even to start this. So we don't have the score today, but easy to find the score, guys. 2-1. Alcaraz Sinner serve misses the first serve long. Second serve. First serve percentage from Sinner is going to be a huge factor in today's match. Did he make this? He did. Yannick Sinner, good second serve. Alcaraz rips return cross court. Sinner hits a forehand right on the line. 15-love. Simone, stop it. Stop it now. Simone, stop. Stop the noise. Come on. I got to focus, please. Big first serve center. And another long backhand from Carlito. He's missed quite a few of those. About 10, 20 centimeters long. Backhand, he's not feeling his backhand early in this match. Missing quite a few of them. 30-love center. Can you please make a backhand on flat and heavy topspin? No such thing as heavy topspin on the backhand. I mean, there are some players that can do it, but most backhands are most flat. I will make more videos on the two-handed backhand. One-handed backhand, you can make heavy topspin. Double fault center. 30-15. The center serve is a huge factor in this match. Big first serve out wide from center, 30-all. Yannick needs to serve well against Carlitos. Like I said in my preview for this match, if he serves like he did against Zverev, you know, the best set that he has played during Monte Carlo, even though he's played that well against Carlitos, serving like that, he can lose a set like that, you know, because he won't be able to hold serve, serving 41%. Another first serve long. Serve not clicking quite yet for Yannick. Second serve. Up 40-15, 2-1 Alcaraz. Long rally. Guys gonna do a cross-court backhand exchange, ripping it, both of them. Slice, backhand, Carlos. Goes cross-court again, cross-court, and a backhand dropper that goes into the net. Center holds 2-all. Yesterday, Carlitos made a similar drop shot. He hits the backhand drop shot kind of wild. Reminds me a little bit of Federer, similar to his backhand slice. So against Vasharo, when he was serving 5-4 in the first set, 15-love, he hit the same shot that he just attempted, but he was more inside the court. This time he was behind the baseline. And even the great Carlitos, if he's attempting drop shots from behind the baseline, that's not going to work all the time. So poor shot selection there from Carlitos. But Sinner is in this match right now. He's starting to feel the ball. 2-all. Big blast from Alcaraz down the tee. Forehand rip. Slice back in from Sinner. And a forehand inside-out miss from Carlitos. Love 15. Sinner is not missing anymore. He is now in this match. Hi, Simone. First serve miss from Carlitos. He's got to go over a second serve. Simone, you can come here. It's better if you lay here than walk around. Double fault from Carlitos. Love 30. He's in danger now. We're going down a break. The great Radek Stepanek in the crowd. First set is very important, guys. Who wins the first set between these two guys has a big advantage. My estimation was that Sinner was going to struggle with a serve and lose the first set, so I picked Alcaraz, but it's turned out to be a little bit different. Second serve, Carlitos, central return from Alcaraz, central return from Sinner, and he's mimicking there. He didn't hit it hard enough. Let it sit a little bit, and when you let the ball sit, and when it's central against Carlitos, you can kiss the point goodbye most of the time. A rip inside in Carlitos, 15-30. First serve miss from Carlos. Both guys are not finding their first serves today. Second serve let, I guess. First time I'm watching a match without any sound. But if I could watch on stream, I could have headphones in. So we'll figure this out on the changeovers, guys. There's a dropper, and it works. The dropper is so lethal. I equated Alcaraz hit a forehand inside out drop shot is 30 all. That Alcaraz drop shot is so lethal. I equated to a forehand over 100 miles an hour. It's absolutely an aggressive shot from him that can destroy opponents. For example, Vashara in the semis, and it can put a lot of damage on Sinner as well. Okay, wide blast from Alcaraz. Sinner mishandles the return 40-30. You're late from TV. Don't you want to get cable sub? This is cable. How's this late? Another cross-court backhand exchange. Alcaraz runs around. Exceptional rally from Sinner. So you're telling me I'm late while watching it from TV? That's impossible. That's literally impossible. This is from the TV. Yeah, there's no delay. You can't be. This is as live as I can get it. On the stream, it's delayed. Back to deuce. So difficult seeing the ball in Monte Carlo. I'm telling you, off of TV anyway. I did not know where the serve went, but he missed it into the net. Second serve, Carlitos. Hugh monstrous return from Sinner. Central. He's got break points. Very interesting. Break point Sinner. If Sinner can take this first set, he's got a very good chance of winning this match. Okay, that's a big serve from Carlitos. He's able to save break point with a big, not a body serve, but ball went a little bit into the body on the forehand side from Sinner. He misses the return wide, and it's deuce. Break point saved. Okay, another wide blast from Alcaraz, and a Rafa style around the head forehand cross court winner. Game point Carlitos. A lot of back and cross-court exchanges. Now Sinner hits his first drop shot. Carlos gets there. Cat and mouse against Carlitos is not a good proposition. So one thing about the Sinner versatility, Alcaraz holds, by the way, 3-2, their own serve. One thing about the Sinner versatility, it's fantastic that he's becoming an all-around player and adding to his game, and they can certainly have tremendous benefits against everyone on tour except Alcaraz. You don't want to play cat and mouse with Alcaraz. So if Sinner hits a drop shot off a monster serve where Carlos is way far behind the baseline, or generally playing defense, that's fine. But hitting drop shots out of the blue in a neutral rally, I don't think that's a smart choice for him. Because again, nobody better at the cat and mouse game than Carlitos. So it's a little bit complicated, Yesterday I said in my preview that this is a 50-50 match, even though Alcaraz is the best clay court player in the world. And a lot of people are confused with that, but you have to understand these guys are so even and level. It's really the flip of a coin, figuring out who's going to take this. It's going to come down to a few points here and there. Now, the way Carlos Alcaraz played at the ATP Finals is really on any surface. Before, I always thought that indoors would be an advantage for Sinner, but I'm not so sure anymore after watching that match. So even on clay, where Alcaraz is the best clay court player, it's a 50-50 match. And Jannik Sinner, like I said yesterday, is so much better on clay than everybody else on tour. Like, he's the second best clay court player by such a huge margin. It's not even funny. And the difference between them on clay is a lot smaller than people tend to believe. Jannik Sinner is a phenomenal clay court player. 3-2 Alcaraz, Sinner serve. Sinner wide blast, forehand cross court rip. And Sinner, from behind the baseline, tries to rip cross court, dumps the ball into the net. Again, Alcaraz is giving him height. That's the difference between Alcaraz on hard court, grass, indoors, and clay. He does change the height of the ball a lot more on clay. And height of the ball, when it's fast as well, when it's heavy, can produce errors because the bounce is more unpredictable on clay. Sinner misses the first serve, second serve. Kick. Alcaraz loops it again. Sinner blasts down the line. Alcaraz is looping a lot of these balls in this rally. Cross-court backhand, Alcaraz, cross-court backhand, Sinner. And another long backhand from Carlitos, and he's mad about it. That shot is costing him right now. And it's not missing by much. Like, this is probably the fourth or the fifth backhand that he missed by about this much, like this. And it's when he goes for it flatter. So he loops a lot in these rallies, Carlitos, but when he goes a little bit harder, stronger, he also tends to go central. He misses. I think he needs to go a little bit more down the line, cross-court angle, but shorter in the court with that flat one. I don't know where the serve went. Can't see it at all, but I think it's out because Sinner's serving a second serve. This Monte Carlo is the worst visibility of any tournament. Kick serve, Sinner, loop return. And Jannik is blasting forehands, wins the point. Carlitos mishandles a backhand long, 30-15 Sinner. Carlitos is returning. His heels are almost touching the tarp. He's at the back fence, guys. You can't even see him on TV. Big serve, Sinner, 40-15. See, the thing with Sinner that's different now compared to that hardcourt stretch is that he might lose his rhythm on a serve, but he finds it. So you rarely see an entire match where he's serving poorly. It's more like up and down with a serve. So early missing, a lot of first serves, not so much anymore. And as I say that, he hits it way long. Second serve center. 40-15, 3-2 Alcaraz. And now Yannick loops. And Yannick hits a Rafa-style forehand, very hard cross-court. Alcaraz frames 3-all. They got a graphic here, first serve percentage comparison. Yeah, it went up. Of course it went up. We've been tracking this on the Intuitive Tennis YouTube channel ever since Cincinnati. We've been on it. It's been going up by a little bit. It hasn't jumped like exploded. It's been getting better and better slowly for Yannick Sinner. And it's peaked at Indian Wells in Miami, and now it's going down again a little bit. All right. Wide serve Alcaraz. Central response short. Short ball against Carlitos. Very few chances to win the point. He hits a forehand down the line winner, 15-love. Alcaraz is at 44. Center 44% in this match. First serves Alcaraz 57%. Both not serving their best. But I think a lower first serve percentage has more of an effect on Sinner than it does on Alcaraz. Incredible blast from Yannick. He had a very hard forehand off a loopy backhand from Carlitos. Carlos couldn't handle it. The ball was like close to the line. 15-all. Serve and volley from Carlitos. Poor volley. Yannick gets there, doesn't do enough with a very central volley that's kind of sitting up. Doesn't do enough with its backhand. He wants to go for a cross-court angle, but Carlos is there, puts the volley away into the open court. (30-15) Alcaraz. 30-15 Alcaraz, sorry. Yannick is starting to feel his ground stroke. He is blasting. Carlitos as well. These guys are going at it. And maybe the best point of the match for Sinner. He's outside the court and absolutely demolishes a forehand cross court for a winner. 30-all. A little bit of danger for Carlitos in this service game. Monstrous forehand, guys. Yes. This is a crucial moment right here. 3-all, 30-all. Back in the day, they always talked about the 7th game. And a body blast from Alcaraz. Interesting choice. Sinner, very good. Very similar to Djokovic. He's very flexible. Can get out of the way and handle body blasts, but he couldn't this time. 40-30 Alcaraz. Holger Rune sitting in front of Stefan Edberg. Interesting. I love Stefan Edberg. Alcaraz misses the first serve. I heard Holger Rune is coming back from Hamburg. Hope he's 100% fit. It's a very fast comeback. Best return of the match from Sinner. Second serve Alcaraz. Yannick takes it early, goes down the line, hits a winner. It's deuce. Yannick Sinner is an incredible returner. In my preview yesterday, I did a segment on why Yannick Sinner leads in the ATP stats in the return category. He's the return leader and the serve leader. Alcaraz is the pressure leader. Yannick Sinner went from number 6 to number 4 in the pressure stats. So Sinner is back, guys, in 2026. And there's a dropper from Carlitos that's deadly. That's such an offensive shot because you have to understand, Carlitos is ripping. He's putting height on the ball. He's pinning Sinner behind the baseline. And in a split second, he decides to do that dropper that is literally like this close to the net. It's such a lethal shot. Add in Alcaraz. Madrid has the worst visibility because of shadows. Yes, 100%. Shadows are tough too. But on stream, I find it better because your face is literally right in front of the screen, so you can see it better. On TV, it's tough. Second serve, Alcaraz. Carlitos is blasting. He comes to the net. That's a very important hold for Carlitos. As I said before, back in the day, they used to say in Germany, the seventh game. The seventh game is supposed to be the most important game in a set. It for sure is important, the seventh game, especially when it's 3-all, but I think it's a bit of a myth. It depends on it depends on so many factors. In any case, guys, if you're just tuning in now, I don't have the score, okay? Because I've been planning for a long time to go live. I spent the entire afternoon and night trying to get this ready because I, did my video first after the semifinals, did my final preview. By the time I was done with that, I started preparing for this. And I was trying to figure out how to do this live stream in Riverside. And then we were trying to figure out how to do it in OBS. So by Madrid, I'll be ready. I'll be in my studio probably, which is my balcony. Or I'll be here. I don't care, but I think a score would be nice, to have a score on the screen. And maybe some other things, like the reason why I like Riverside is because you can take phone calls. So you guys can call in and we can talk during the match. I don't know if that would be distracting, maybe, before the match or the changeovers, a quick call. And I definitely want to start doing this more. I don't know to what extent I'm going to do it. I'm for sure not going to do it like Cam. I don't know how he does it. He does every single match, I think. But I'll try to do the important matches for now, and we'll see. Of course, I'm going to continue with my normal videos as well. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to watch this match again, perform a proper analysis, and come back with an analysis video later on today. Drop shots were grounds for fist fights in my day. That's funny. Big serve from center, and he overcooks a forehand. Love 15. Very dangerous game for center right here. He's going to need his first serve in this game. Couldn't see where that serve went, but it seems to be out. Second serve center. I guess it was let. I apologize, guys. When it comes to the serve, it's so hard to see. So now it's second serve center. It's not my vision. I swear it's not my vision. Double fault center, love 30, very dangerous spot in the match. Ideally, I would have it on stream and watch it, but as I was asking you guys, if I watch it on stream, it's going to be delayed because the stream is always delayed 2 to 3 seconds. So put it in the chat. I'll try to read the chat later. How do the watch-alongs work? Do you guys watch it on TV and listen along? Or do you watch it on stream and listen along? Put it in the chat. 4-3 Alcaraz. Love 30 on the center serve. Another second serve. Center's first serve deserting him at the worst moment. Kick serve, very central, safe. Alcaraz deep return. Center pin behind the baseline. Alcaraz goes cross court. Center replies cross court. Alcaraz cross court backhand. Another cross court backhand. They're in a backhand exchange. And Alcaraz misses another backhand long. So far in the Alcaraz game, his backhand has let him down a little bit. It has produced some errors. 15-30. I guess it was long. Couldn't see it. It's the serve that I'm having a hard time seeing. Can't pull the TV any closer. I wish I put it right in front of my face, this TV. I'm going to try an exchanger one. I'm going to try to pull it up even more, but I can't. There are cables. Second serve, center, kick, very short and safe. Interesting. Very interesting. I see the shirt blowing on Alcaraz. I wonder what the wind is in Monte Carlo. I'll look it up on my weather app. But in any case, Carlito mishandles a return, a forehand, frames it, is 30 all. Could have been a bad bounce, could have been the wind. 40% first serves for Sinner. So I said yesterday, if he serves 40%, he's not winning the set against Alcaraz. So let's see if that's true. Because he won yesterday against Zverev, the first set 6-1, serving 41%. So misses another first serve, second serve, Sinner. Kick serve again, safe. And he's blasting. Alcaraz looping. Alcaraz misses another backhand long. I lost count, but it's definitely more than 5 backhands he has missed long. It's cost him this match. 40-30 Sinner. He needs a first serve right here. Yannick needs a first serve. Okay, see the wind is blowing quite hard. Look at the flags. Okay. Tough conditions out there. Wind. Who would it affect more, Sinner or Alcaraz? What do you guys think? Misses another first serve. I would say the wind would affect Sinner a tad more than Alcaraz. Second serve, Sinner. Another exchange, Alcaraz ripping. Hitting the backhand way better in this rally. He hits one that clips the net. It messes the timing of Sinner. He is also too far away from it, frames it long. It's deuce. Yeah, I think the wind would probably affect Sinner a tad more, but even though in this match it's affecting both guys. I think maybe that's why the Alcaraz backhand is spraying long, because it's mostly spraying long on the far side. But also on this side, it's hard to figure out. I would have to be there to see where the wind's blowing from. And Yannick makes a first serve. Life is so much easier when the first serve goes in, isn't it? Add Sinner. He put some safety on that one. It looked like he sliced it a little bit. That's a great way to get your first serve percentage up, and Yannick knows that. I guarantee you guys in the second set, this first serve percentage is going to be 60 or 70%. That's been Yannick Sinner in Monte Carlo so far. It's like the serve goes up and down within a single match. He makes another first serve that is very difficult to handle. Alcaraz tries to bunt the ball back in play, overhits it. 4-all, guys, 4-all. I can't see the ball either on TV, particularly once it picks up dust, and the lines pick up dust. It's hopeless. I'm telling you, if you watch it on stream and you got that iPad or whatever, or your phone right in front of your face, it's way better. Way better. This is the first match I'm watching on TV this week, and I'm shocked. Nick, how are you seeing Carlitos? Hard to say right now. It's a 50-50 match. This is very contested. Carlitos blasting. Sinner fighting. Carlos with an incredible angle that Sinner can't handle. 15 love. Open match. Anytime they play, it's going to come down to a few points here and there. If Carlitos would have broken in that previous game, first set, you can probably kiss goodbye from Sinner. But now that he got out of that game, it's 4-all. Anything can happen. Impossible to predict who's going to win between these two guys. I'm telling you, it's like flipping a coin. First serve miss from Alcaraz, second serve. And serving volley on a second serve. And a shoelace ripper from Yannick, 15-all. Remember, guys, when I said you don't want to hit drop shots against Carlitos? because you don't want to play cat and mouse with him, but you don't want to come to the net too much against Yannick because he does those shoelace rippers. He's the best passer in the game. Carlitos comes very close second, but you don't want to come to the net against either of these guys, but especially not against Yannick because he's got that low trajectory spin, right? And low trajectory is very difficult in regards to volleys. So coming to the net against Yannick, it better be off an incredible power and when he's in defensive positions. First serve miss from Carlitos. Second serve, 15-all, 4-all. Big second serve from Carlitos. Aggressive second serve. Close to the tee. It looked like he had a lot of speed on it. Was kick. It was so good, Yannick couldn't handle the backhand return. 30-15. That's a beautiful catch. Cheers from Brazil. Thank you so much. Cheers back. Why are you wearing shoes in the house? Always wear shoes. And you don't want to be barefoot in a live stream. That's not a good look. Or socks. Not good. That's gross. Second serve, Carlitos. I ripped that backhand. And an incredible forehand from Yannick. That's that inside-in curler. That's one of the shots from Yannick that's got to be an absolute nightmare. So think about this. He hits it inside in. Now, depending on where he hits it from, if he's a little bit closer to the center hash mark, he hits it inside in and it curls away from the opponent. 30-all, 4-all, Alcaraz serve. This is a moment for Sinner to get this first set. Huge moment for Sinner. Carlitos got to come up with the goods right here. Incredible blast from Alcaraz out wide. I think he hit the line, but don't trust me on that because I can barely see the ball. Alcaraz Sinner mishandles the return 40-30. How do you manage Maine Coon's temperature in the summers? I keep him in the air conditioning inside. He does go on the balcony a lot. He handled it quite well because he's from Florida. We got him in Jacksonville. I think he's used to it. He loves being outside. Kick serve from Carlitos. And unbelievable return from Sinner. Right on the baseline. Alcaraz can't handle it. Frames it. Deuce. 4-all, 40-all. First serve points won. Alcaraz 55%, Sinner 60%. Unbelievable low numbers. Both guys not serving well, but it's windy, okay? We have to put that into the equation. It's windy. I'm going to look up next changeover how windy it is in Monte Carlo right now. But yeah, it's tough to serve in the wind. Double fault Carlitos, and it's breakpoint Sinner. Add out. Huge moment in the match, guys. Huge moment in the match. I wish I knew where the wind is coming from, where they're serving, with the wind and against the wind. Put in the chat if anybody knows where the wind is blowing from. Which side is the side with the wind? T-blast, deep return center. And Yannick overhits a forehand. That Alcaraz was so rock solid in these exchanges. Of course, today he's missed some backhands, but the versatility of Alcaraz is so amazing because he can play like Agassi style tennis, where he's just on the baseline, just picking balls up and ripping them. That's what he had to do in this rally. 40-all. First serve from a drop shot. Okay, first serve, T-blast. Center gets it back in play, and inside out dropper Carlitos. Stone cold drop shot winner. I mean, that shot is like, I am so amazed at this shot. I mean, Spanish guys have always done it you know, back in the day, Moya, Ferrero, but he took it to a whole nother level. Add in, Alcaraz misses the first serve, second serve. Very aggressive second serve, and Carlitos is ripping. Yannick is ripping too. There's a rip exchange. Man, he's going longer Alcaraz. He's hitting the ball so deep in this rally. Gets out of this game. This game right here, crucial. That's why I say, when these two guys play, it's a few points here and there. So think about it. If you can't save that break point, Yannick can serve it out. That's how it goes. It's like 1 or 2 points can decide the entire match. 5-4 Alcaraz. Sinner's return is unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And you know what? It doesn't appear that unbelievable when you watch it, because it's like the way he approaches the return game. I did a whole segment on it yesterday. He's very difficult to hold serve against. I mean, the stats don't lie. He's the ATP return leader, but Alcaraz is a close, very close second. So these two guys are incredible returners. Hold on, wait a second. We're on the ground. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna check the weather for Monte Carlo. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Wow. Wow. I'm very surprised. 17 to 29 mile an hour winds. 67 degrees. Very difficult conditions. Okay, wait a second. I want to make sure I give you the accurate numbers. So right now it's 17 miles an hour and seems to be blowing east. I don't know what that means in regards to how the court is situated. 17 miles an hour is going to drop a little bit. When you get to 6 o'clock, it's going to be 16 miles an hour. 7 o'clock, 15 miles an hour. So these are very difficult conditions, guys. T-blast center. Alcaraz barely gets to it. Center knocks off the overhead. 15 love. 5-4 Alcaraz. 15 love center. Center serve. It looks like that serve went into the net. I have such a hard time seeing the serve. Second serve center. Carlito moves in on the return a little bit. His heels are not touching the tarp. He's still almost at the tarp though. Big second serve center blasting. And there comes that jumping backhand volley center. Here's the lob in the wind. It's a bad idea, Carlitos. Depends on where the wind's coming from, but like lobbing in the wind, it's not a smart shot. He should have gone for the pass there. That was poor shot selection from Carlos. He hit probably the worst lob that I've ever seen him hit. 30 love center. It's 5-4 Alcaraz, guys. Center serve, 30 love. Out. Second serve. He goes for that down the line blaster. He overhits it long, 30-15. Carlitos very close to the tarp. Return positioning, very defensive. I can't even see him on screen. Yannick goes for the kick. He wants to get Carlitos off the court. I think he clipped the tape. Second serve. And he hits a center hits a kick serve central, and Alcaraz mishandles a forehand return very badly. But don't make fun of Carlitos. It's windy out there. Okay, a lot of you guys are brutal. This can happen to anyone. 40-15 center. I can't see Carlitos. He's so far back. He's at the tarp, guys. Center goes for the T blast, overhits it, second serve. Second serve wide, blasting deep center. Good defense from Alcaraz. Forehand cross court, backhand cross court center, backhand cross court Alcaraz. And a wild drop shot from Alcaraz. Did he make it? He didn't. A wild backhand drop shot from Alcaraz. Not hit with feel, but hit with power. It wasn't close to the net. Center gets to it, hits a counter drop shot. And Carlitos is so amazing at running down drop shots, and he almost curls a forehand cross court and almost makes it, but he missed it. Center holds 5-all. Very tight first set, guys, in the tricky conditions. Italian flag blowing in the stands like crazy. It's a very difficult match for both guys. It's not pretty, let's put it that way. Low serving numbers. We're 42% first serve Alcaraz, 63%. Center, 63% Alcaraz. Yeah, 42% center, 63% Alcaraz right now. So Alcaraz's serve has gotten better in this set. Center a tad too. He was even lower, but a lot of these mistakes from Alcaraz that are uncharacteristic, frame shots, long backhands, due to the wind. 15 love Alcaraz. That's an example right there on center. Very safe first serve from Alcaraz. Center rips a return. Alcaraz rock steady on the baseline like Agassi style, not moving, just deflects. Center, a routine forehand, frames it. It's the wind, guys. Wind and clay combined, absolute nightmare. 30 love Alcaraz. A deep backhand. And he missed that. 30-15. What's surprising me with Alcaraz that despite the wind, he's playing very long. If I'm thinking back on Rafa wouldn't play long in the wind. He would play with angles, play it safer. Alcaraz, Nadal is the best wind player that I've ever seen. By far the best wind player. Sinner is going to go check the mark. On that serve, but Alcaraz holds 6-5. He served smart in this game. Got a lot of first serves in. Yes. Game. 6-5. Yeah, Nadal, the best wind player that I've ever seen, especially on clay, because he played such high percentage tennis. And the problem in the wind is that if you play long and if you play flat, that type of ball doesn't respond well in the wind. But heavy topspin, and when you have a target that's more safer inside, that shape of the ball, that can respond well with the wind. And the same on the serve. If you hit your serve with more rotations, it can help. Of course, it depends on your technique a little bit in the wind too. Like if you have a high toss, naturally, that's of course going to be tougher, and you have to lower your toss a little bit. So yeah, the wind is very, very tricky, and the most important thing in the wind is the footwork. And we're looking at two of the best movers in the game, and despite them being great movers, they're still producing quite a few uncharacteristic mistakes because of the wind. Nick, how are you doing with your injury? It's getting better. I'm not limping anymore, but I tried to hit with the guy like a 4-0 guy, and I was still scared to run. I was just standing there, so it doesn't hurt anymore. But I'm not ready yet to do any type of sprinting, anything like that, because I'll blow it. I'll re-injure it right away. So I have to wait more, let it heal up. 5-6 center serve, misses it long. Second serve. Very safe second serve from center. And first ball in the rally down the line. Not a great big fan of that, even for Yannick off a second serve in a neutral rally. He misses a forehand down the line, love 15. First serve center down the tee. Alcaraz an absolute just ripped backhand, ripped forehand, center playing defense. Alcaraz ripping deep. Alcaraz comes to the net and misses a backhand volley. He wishes he could do that one over again. Routine backhand volley miss for Alcaraz into the net, and it's 15 all. But still a positive point from Alcaraz. You don't get confidence from winning a point like this because you know you should have lost it. So this is a positive play from Alcaraz, even though he missed that volley. Sinner needs to come up with some first serves in this game to get into a tiebreak. T-blast Sinner, deep return Alcaraz, and Sinner sprays another forehand wide. This time he was kind of falling back. He wasn't in position, and this was a forced error. The first forehand he missed in this game was unforced. This was forced. 15-30. He needs a big serve right here. He's in danger. He tried to slice this serve and missed it anyway. Second serve center. Very safe second serve. Incredible return from Alcaraz. Middle ball from center. Alcaraz. This is so crazy. So Alcaraz hits cross court, opens up the court. Yannick's reply wasn't strong. Middle of the court high. Alcaraz has a chance to hit a forehand winner. Doesn't. Big opportunity missed for Alcaraz in this rally, 30 all. The 2 points that Sinner won in this game, he shouldn't have. T-blast Sinner. He's retrieving. And he's still blasting 40-30 Sinner. This point will give him confidence. This was a good one. Big serve and aggressive forehand. 6-5 Alcaraz, 40-30 Sinner. First serve long or wide. Couldn't tell. Second serve center. This is quite aggressive and deep. All right, so Alcaraz comes in. It's a backhand volley, short, pulls center forward. Center had a look at a backhand pass. He slid into it. Misses into the net. It's deuce. But a positive play from Alcaraz, putting pressure on Sinner in this part of the match is smart. Making him come up with the goods. Deuce. The cat is majestic. Thank you. Sinner needs a first serve right here, guys. T-blast. That's it. That's when the serve is so important, when it can get you out of the jam. That's what the serve did for him in Miami, Indian Wells. You know, he wasn't that always that sharp from the back of the court, but the serve was on. And even though he's at, what is it? It's 56% now first serve, so he jumped up. Back to deuce. Monster return from Alcaraz. But I was saying the center serve, based on my stats, I'm now up to 56%. So he's definitely serving a little bit better now. It was 40% earlier this week. But the serve right here in this part of the match, this is where it can help him out. And it needs to help him out. Deuce. T-blast. And it helps him out. Add center. He needs another one right here. No kicking the first serve, no slicing, getting in play. He needs to go for the heat. He needs to serve to get him out of these tight moments in a match. That's what all the great servers in history, they hit the serves aggressively when they needed them the most. Misses the first serve, second serve center. Add in 6-5 Alcaraz. Very aggressive second serve. He comes to the net, but retrieves. And center holds 6-all. I think the confidence is up on the center serve because now his first serve percentage is 56%. Alcaraz is at 67% based on my stats. And he's starting to find his serve now, center. For sure. He's serving better. You saw that second serve. He hit it with a lot of confidence. It's a good sign for center. Could be a good sign for the tiebreak as well, but we don't know. 6-all, first set. Tiebreak, Alcaraz serve. Yes, clutch. That was clutch. That was a clutch game. The serve helped him out. That's what I was saying. Alcaraz goes for the body serve there. Misses it into the net. Second serve, Alcaraz. Aggressive second serve from Alcaraz. Center tries to do a jumping two-handed backhand return. To take the ball early. He times it, frames it wide, 1-0 Alcaraz. I'll make a video on the jumping two-handed backhand. It's quite an interesting shot. Okay, thank you. It was let. That was the first serve. Thank you. You guys gotta let me know because I'm listening without sound and I can't see the ball on the serve. Big serve from center. 1-all. I can't hear anything and I can't see anything. I'm here commentating on center versus Alcaraz. When I say I can't see anything, it's the serve because of the TV. But we'll figure this out, guys, down the road. So you let me know if it's a let. So that was a first serve. He kind of looked like a second serve, though. Put a lot of action on it. 1-all. First serve center. It's a weak drop shot. Alcaraz down the line backhand. Backhand overhead central. And center hits a forehand pass. What a point from center. That was huge. That was an opportunity for Alcaraz to put the one-handed backhand overhead away, but he didn't place it well. Roger Federer would have put that away. He had the incredible one-handed backhand overhead. Carlos's is very good, but didn't place that one well. 2-1 center. We're on serve in a tiebreak. I saw that. Into the net with the first serve from Alcaraz. Second serve. You guys are ripping. Big rip from Carlitos. Big back cross-court backhand rip. That backhand is starting to look better to me from Alcaraz. I haven't seen him miss it long in a while. He's starting to find the rhythm on the backhand. That was a monstrous backhand from Carlitos. Center misses his two-handed backhand long. 2-all. Alcaraz serve. Whoever can keep their nerves down a bit will take it. Yeah. Who can be more clutch? Both are clutch players. Alcaraz this year, #1 pressure leader. He's been most clutch. Sinner, rising in those rankings, #4. But to me, these guys are #1 and 2 when it comes to being clutch. Is that in? I think. Ooh. I could not see much in that rally, but Alcaraz hit a forehand very close to the line. Sinner's defense is absolutely incredible. We talk about the Alcaraz defense. Sinner's defense is unreal. Alcaraz hits a inside-out dropper. Sinner gets there with plenty of time. It wasn't short enough. Hits a two-handed backhand cross-court winner. And he's up a mini break. 3-2 Sinner serve. Big, big serve from Sinner. So that's what I was talking about in that 6-5 game. The most important shot for Yannick in these moments is the serve. And that's where you can have an advantage over Carlos. And it's clicking. The first serve percentage is way up. Is way up now. He's serving way better now than he did earlier in the set. And he's up 4-2 in a tiebreak. Great chance to win the first set. And whoever wins the first set between these two guys has a great chance to win the match. Monster serve from Sinner. Absolutely rips a serve down the tee. Alcaraz gets to it but can't do anything with it. 5-2 Sinner. Alcaraz needs to get both serve points or this tiebreak is gone. My opinion. With the way Sinner is feeling the serve right now. See, the crazy thing about big servers is that they can find the rhythm like that and they stop missing completely. It can happen like kind of magically like that. It's happening to Sinner right now. Service clicking. Great serve from Alcaraz as well. 5-3. And ace from Alcaraz. 5-4. So this is what a champion does. Down 5-2, getting both serve points. So it was huge from Alcaraz right there. And now it's tight. Even though Sinner can serve out this tiebreak, it's a tight tiebreak again. The pressure is there. So Sinner has to come up with the goods. Can he deliver some blasts right here and get this tiebreak? Let's see. 5-4 Sinner. I could not see the serve at all. It was like a blur. But I think it was a monster serve out wide and then a monster forehand to the Alcaraz forehand side. He barely got to it, popped the ball back up. Sinner demolishes a bouncing overhead and he's up 6-4. Here's the thing. 6-4. Will Sinner make this first serve? I'm saying there's a 90% chance that he will make this first serve right here, just because he's feeling the serve right now. And I think he's going to go down the tee. He did go down the tee. Oh my God. Oh my God. He hits an incredible serve down the tee. Alcaraz barely gets to it, and Sinner misses a forehand. That was easy. On set point. Very easy. He smothers it into the net. Alcaraz saves set point. 6-5 Sinner, Alcaraz serve. Wow. I can't believe he missed that. Alcaraz misses the serve long. Second serve, Alcaraz. Double fault, Alcaraz. Guys, tennis is a crazy game, isn't it? It's a crazy game. When it comes to these pressure moments, that's where the match is decided. And even though Yannick Sinner missed the forehand that I've never seen him miss, Alcaraz gives him a double fault on set point, and Sinner wins the first set 7-6. Sinner in a great position to take the Monte Carlo title and get the Sunshine Triple. Okay, let's take a look at the stats now. So Sinner actually ended up with 49% first serves. So, you know, pretty much 50%. Alcaraz was at 52%. So both guys served poorly. But the big difference in this first set was that the Sinner serve got better as we got deeper into the set. I think Alcaraz also started playing a little bit better from the back of the court, um, especially with his backhand side. But yeah, they're both not serving well. And it ended up being the Alcaraz serve that cost him this set. Can you believe it? But, you know, to be really fair, he was in no business winning that point at 6-4 with Sinner missing that forehand. So I think Sinner deserves this tiebreak. All right. Second set. This could be a long one. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be a long match? Do you think there's going to be a collapse from Alcaraz in the second set? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, guys. What do you think? Most shocking 2 points I've seen in a while. Yeah, that end of the tiebreak was brutal. That was crazy. Can you imagine? What do you guys think? Second set. Do you think Sinner blazes through, wins comfortably, like 6-2, 6-3, or do you think Carlitos bounces back and makes this into an absolute grind? Put it in the chat. Was it the wind that affected his serve? Yeah, I think the wind. Yeah, but you can't blame it all on the wind because in Sinner's case against Zverev, it was 41%. Wasn't windy, so I wouldn't blame it all on the wind. But yeah, the wind certainly makes serving very difficult. I want it to be long, but I think Sinner will win easy. Another nasty set. Yeah, you can call this set nasty. This is the type of tennis that's like, you know, it's like what Brad Gilbert calls winning ugly, right? You got to win ugly in conditions like this. Not going to be pretty. But that's tennis. You got to deal with the conditions. You got to deal with the conditions. Sinner serving first in the second set. Sinner should have gone with a drop shot on that forehand, like a slice. Yeah, maybe a drop shot would have been good. But again, do you want to play cat and mouse with Carlitos? Or do you want to stick to your bread and butter and rip a forehand winner? I think a forehand winner. First serve, miss Sinner, second serve. Alcaraz demolishing backhands in this first rally. Sinner misses a backhand long, love 15. This is the most important part for Sinner. Of course, for Alcaraz too, but you know, of course, he's not going to do this. But a lot of players that win a tiebreak and all the pressure is gone, they feel relieved. They'll let that energy drop a little bit early in the second, and they will go down in the break. Momentum shifts right away. So he needs to get a hold right here, Sinner. You can't allow Alcaraz to get the break right away. Big first serve, forehand rip, and love 30. Alcaraz rips a running forehand. Sinner mishits a forehand down the line. It's going to be 6-4 for Sinner. Could be, I don't know. It's hard to say. We have to go one game at a time. He needs to get out of the service game right here. Like I said, momentum can shift fast in tennis. Long first serve, second serve center. He's in a lot of danger right here, guys. Alcaraz mishits a forehand, and his shirt is blowing. Carlos is not a happy camper right now. The wind is tough. Somebody's flying a drone. It's not easy to fly a drone in the wind. I lost a drone last summer in Croatia. The first drone that I lost. So I like to record a drone, but yeah, man, I'm going to check the weather and the changeover. It looks like the wind picked up even more. 15:30, first game, second set. Sinner misses a first serve, second serve. Deep return from Alcaraz. Inside and forehand blast. Overhead. And Alcaraz makes a typical Alcaraz rally. Brings Sinner in with the dropper, volley dropper. Sinner comes in, doesn't do enough with the backhand. Alcaraz picks the ball up with his shoelaces. I mean, I said doesn't do enough. He did quite a nice job, but it's Alcaraz. You got to do more. And hits a volley winner down the line, 15:42 break points, Alcaraz. Very dangerous part of the match for Yannick. He needs to get out of this game. The momentum can shift fast. And there's the serve helping him out again. 30-40. Wide serve. Looked like a slice to me. Put Alcaraz off the court. 30-40. Second serve center. Loopy return Alcaraz. Back and rip center. Back and rip Alcaraz. And Alcaraz overhits the backhand. Long, back to deuce. 2 break points saved. This is huge for center. Huge. And Alcaraz again, the backhand. He's overhitting it. I think he's better served hitting the two-handed backhand heavy and putting height on it than going for the rip. And if he goes to the rip, hit it shorter and more down the line. It goes long like that. Doesn't control it well today. Big serve from center, big forehand down the line. And this time he makes that short, low forehand. He makes it inside out. Not like the one he missed on upset point in the first set. That's a very tricky forehand, though. You know, for all us normal tennis players, that's not an easy one to deal with. You got to stay low. You got to put spin on it. He certainly did on that one. Advantage center. Humongous hold from center. That was a humongous hold, guys. Now Alcaraz kicking himself because he missed a couple of backhands. He could have turned the momentum right away. Couldn't do it. Now the pressure is back on Alcaraz. It's an interesting match. unfortunately, the conditions uh, are not allowing the quality to be as high as in some other matches that they played. Um, don't think either guy is near their top level, but it's very difficult to be at the top level in these conditions. And it's a match of the mind. Who can be more clutch? Who can be stronger mentally? Um, not necessarily a physical battle quite yet, but it could be. This could be an absolute nightmare match, like 3-hour match. Who knows? See what happens. 1-0 Sinner, second set. Alcaraz serving. Second serve. Another two and a backhand long, but this much from Carlitos. That particular shot is costing him big time. Very interesting because normally when Carlos Alcaraz has an off day from the baseline, he'll miss more forehands, but today for sure he's missing more backhands. First serve body, he missed it long. Second serve Alcaraz. Low 15. Very aggressive second serve. And Sinner dumps the backhand into the net 15-all. 51 match win streak when winning first set at Masters 1000. Last loss 2024 Indian Wells semifinals Alcaraz. I remember that one. I called Alcaraz to win that one actually. And Sinner had won the Australian Open that year. Alcaraz was playing poorly. Alcaraz was the underdog in that one. So yeah, that's why I said the first set is so important. Big serve from Alcaraz. 30-15. I mean, it's really important for any tennis match, of course. You know, you got a huge advantage when you win the first set. But more specifically with these guys, you know, because they're so good, they're on top of the world in all aspects of the tennis game, especially the mental part. When they win the first set, it's a little bit different, you know? They're unlikely going to start stumbling. They're going to probably start getting better. That's a very strong point from Alcaraz. He hit a backhand down the line. Important shot for him in this match. 40-15. How's the crowd, guys? Let me know in the chat because I can't hear anything. I can't listen to the sound, obviously, for copyright reasons. How's the crowd? Are they dead? Are they into this? What's going on over there? Hold from Alcaraz, 2-1. Center over hits the return. Let me know. How is the crowd in Monte Carlo? If you guys are listening, are they dead? Are they into it? I assume they're more for center. How is it? What's the atmosphere like? Because I'm the first time I'm watching a match without hearing it, and it's a weird thing. I'm telling you. The crowd is with center, yeah, of course. Crowd is rather quiet. Center serve 1-all second set. Center won the first set 7-6. Rip exchange. Alcaraz backhand looking good in this one. Oh, humongous forehand from center. Loops it. Wow. Oh, this rally was insane. Phenomenal hitting from center, actually. He changed the height of the ball in this rally. He was hitting some of his low trajectory, but also high trajectory, and Carlos was playing incredible defense. Love 15. Again, just like the first service game of center, this can flip on a dime. Like, he needs to stay ahead of Alcaraz in this one because momentum can shift quick. Love 15. Carlitos, very dangerous opponent. Big blast from center. Blast from that forehand. He's starting to trust it because he absolutely demolished that forehand. Sinner did. 15 all. Absolutely demolished it. Big serve out wide. Drop shot from behind the baseline. Did he miss it? I couldn't see it. Yeah. Again, two reasons why this is not a smart play from Sinner. He hits a drop shot from behind the baseline, and that's first and foremost poor shot selection. And it's the first shot in the rally, if I remember correctly. That's also not good. And you're doing it against Carlitos, which is also not good. So I'm surprised by this play from Sinner. 15-30. Could have made that forehand though, because Carlos didn't do that well running that drop shot down. Big first serve from Sinner. Alcaraz gets it back in play. And Sinner blasts a forehand, misses it into the net. 15-40. 2 break points again. Somebody says total points won 55-55. Yeah, this is so tight. Such a tight match. My feeling is Yannick is hitting the forehand way harder now. I do think that he's opened up his game a little bit after winning that first set. The pressure probably has fallen off quite a bit. But I find danger in that because he's missed quite a few forehands in this second set, but he's ripping it very hard. That was a good one there to save break point. 30-40. Alcaraz at the tarp, very far back. And Carlos Alcaraz breaks back, one of the best rallies of the match. And there's the Alcaraz smile. Tough to smile in these conditions, especially when you're down a set. But that's one thing about Alcaraz is he seems to have joy in the game of tennis, even when he's losing. And now the momentum is back up for Alcaraz. That was a good rally from Sinner. He hit the forehand extremely well, was playing aggressive, didn't do much wrong, hit an exceptional backhand volley dropper, and Alcaraz ran it down and shoveled the ball down the line perfectly for a winner. It's tough. That was a good rally from Sinner, but he shouldn't have been in this situation to begin with. That drop shot from way behind the baseline, another easy for him miss into the net, put himself in trouble and couldn't get out of it. 2-1 Alcaraz second set. I'll be right back. All right, Simone. How you doing, bud? I'm back. I'm back. Back in time. Let's see here. Here's the score, guys. I'm sure you can't see this. And Sinner shanks a forehand, 15 love, Alcaraz. Sinner's going to be kicking himself for being down a break after getting out of that tiebreak. He's going to be kicking himself. Momentum has shifted. If Alcaraz can hold right here, it's a momentum shift. See what I mean? Like now, if you just tuned in and you don't know somebody like blocked the score, you don't know what not to score, and you just watch the body language, like looks like Alcaraz is winning. I mean, he's still losing. It's 7-6 Sinner 2-1, but he holds right here. It's a whole different match. Could not see where that overhead went. Did he make it? No, he missed it. 40 love. I couldn't see when it goes server overhead. I can't see the ball on this TV, even though it's very close. But I guess Sinner missed overhead. Hit a very deep return. Alcaraz just popped the ball back up. Sinner not in a good state of mind right now. He needs to calm himself and get back into this match. Momentum has shifted. Man, he's blasting the ball in the second set. Here's the thing, though. Here's my analysis of what's happening. It's 7-6 Sinner, 2-1 Alcaraz, 40-15. When you come through a tiebreak like this, all the pressure falls off. And Sinner is hitting freely in the second set, but it's also windy. And we're also on clay. So he's hitting way harder in the second set, it seems to me, than in the first set. And it's producing some errors because of the conditions, and it's actually a tactical mistake from Sinner. He should play with more margins. He's overhitting right now, to put it simply. He's way overhitting the ball. He's hitting too hard and too low. 40-30 Alcaraz. That's my analysis of what's happening right now. He felt loose as a goose, happy to come through that first set. He was letting his shots fly, and that's fine. But in this context, it's hurt him. I made that return. Well, I looked out. And okay, he proved me wrong. He ripped a forehand winner inside in and back to deuce. Fantastic return from Sinner. Wow, hit it right on the line there. Because that serve was quite heavy from Alcaraz. Hit the return right on the line. It's very tough. We're the deuce. A monster serve from Carlitos. Misses it wide, 211 kilometers an hour. Second serve. Okay, central return, but a looper. And can't do that against Alcaraz, pretty much against anyone. Central return needs to be deep, hard, strong. Very easy winner for Alcaraz. Very safe winner for Alcaraz. He did with so much margin. Inside out, nowhere near the line, ripped it. Advantage Alcaraz. There's that backhand down the line from Alcaraz. They missed it. I did see that. He missed that one. Overhit it for sure. Back to deuce. Huge game right here. Will the momentum shift take place, or are we going to be back on serve at 2-all? Second serve Alcaraz. Advantage Center. I think was that a double fault? Hold on, that's interesting comments. Since they switched sides, I think Alcaraz is hitting along more. The wind must be coming down the court. Yeah, I wonder that too, where the wind is coming from. I wonder too. It's hard to say. It would be nice to know exactly the wind direction and how this court is positioned. Breakpoint center. Long first serve. Was that wide? So hard to see. Deuce, that was one of these wind nightmare rallies. Balls going like this, it seems like, It's like a very strong rally from both players. Alcaraz was fortunate to save breakpoint right there. I thought Sinner played an exceptional point. Sinner's playing better now. I think he's settling into the set now. Those first few games were poor, but Sinner is back. His focus is back on this set. Back to Deuce. Deep return from Sinner. Net clipper from Alcaraz. Wow, that's lucky. That's fortunate. Alcaraz apologizes. Add in. 7-6 Sinner first set. 2-1 Alcaraz up a break. An advantage on his own serve. After this point's over, I'm going to let you guys know what the serve stats are for the second set, and you're not going to believe the stats so far in this set. It's absolutely crazy. Alcaraz with a wild forehand, completely wild. Let me know if that was a frame shot or not, because that was a very poor miss. Back to Deuce. He slapped that one. Big serve Alcaraz. Another one of these knuckleballs from Sinner. Inside in forehand Alcaraz. Cross-court forehand Sinner. Back and down inside in Alcaraz. Another net clipper, but it's about tennis equilibrium, right? This time the net clipper stays on Alcaraz's side. It always evens out in a game of tennis. Breakpoint Sinner. Sinner has settled into the set. He's starting to play better. The mistakes are gone. He's playing with more margins, while now all of a sudden Alcaraz is in a blast festival. Very, very interesting. I don't know what's going on with Alcaraz in this game. Complete loss of focus. And this ball, a low, short forehand from center that he missed now, long on break point. Yeah, it's a shot that's very difficult to pull off, especially in the wind. That was a tough shot. It's such a tough shot. You have to take a little bit of pace off. He slightly overhit it. He didn't miss it by much, maybe like this far long, but that's not an easy shot. It looks like an easy miss on TV, but it's a tough shot, especially in the wind. And again, if the wind's blowing, I don't know where it's blowing from, but regardless, it's not easy to pull off a shot like that on break point. Big serve from Alcaraz, and it's add in. Sinner took his chances on a return, ripped it, but hit it into the net. Conceded serve. There's a drop shot, but Sinner read it early. And he puts a sarcastic thumbs up to his coaching box. He read that drop shot early from it was there, but he again overhit that backhand long. I wish I knew where the wind was blowing from, but very similar to the forehand that he missed on breakpoint. That backhand a little bit long, and Yannick is not happy right now. He's playing better now again in the second set, but he's down a break, and he shouldn't be because Carlos in this game was making some wild errors too. So it's a wild match. Don't think we had many moments in this match where both guys are playing well. We had maybe some here and there, but it's like very up and down from both. 3-1 Alcaraz second set. So I was going to tell you the serve stats. Now they're up because they keep changing. But Alcaraz was 31% first serves in the second set in the beginning of that service game. And center misses a forehand long, love 15. Now Alcaraz is 45% first serve percentage in this set, and center is at 71. So yeah, like I told you guys, my gut feeling was that center serve was going to be better in the second set, and it is, but it's the forehand that's let them down, the mistakes. Looks like Sinner's dad is here. Yeah, I saw him in the stands. He's here. On the line down the line for him from Sinner. And Alcaraz is really unloading on that backhand, hitting it very hard. But up a break, love 15. Not hating on it. He hit it cross court through the middle of the court, to make it cross court from that angle where he was standing off the court. Not hating on it, but I will acknowledge a tremendous amount of backhand errors from Alcaraz in this match. Very uncharacteristic. 15-all. 3-1 Alcaraz second set. First set, Yannick Sinner 7-6. This is the first serve. Yannick Alcaraz hits cross court forehand, gets Yannick a little bit off the court. Yannick goes down the line with a forehand, misses 15-30. Okay, let me show you guys the wind. 17-mile-an-hour wind right now in Monte Carlo. 17-mile-an-hour wind. I wish I could see where it's blowing from, but it wouldn't do me any good anyway to know what direction it's blowing in, I guess. 17 mile an hour. That's brutal. That is brutal, guys. First serve miss from Sinner. Second serve. Looper return from Alcaraz. I think it's smart. Good defense from Sinner. And Alcaraz overhits the forehand long, 30-all. Yeah, but that return from Alcaraz and that type of backhand, if you could reduce the errors on the backhand side, he might be up in this match right now. I think those backhand mistakes were a big reason why he was allowing Sinner to stay with it during those moments where Sinner's game was down. So this was a positive rally to me from Alcaraz from the backhand side, even though he missed that forehand. Hitting the backhand heavy. It looked long. Second serve Sinner. 30-all. A strong second serve from Sinner, and return miss hit from Carlitos, but that was a very strong serve though from Sinner. He really kicked that thing, and maybe the wind helped him a little bit. The thing bounced very high. 40-30. Love your cat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Forehand drop shot from Sinner. Will he win the point? He does. Carlitos tries to angle the backhand, but he can't. Sinner holds 3-2 Alcaraz second set. Let's take a look at the stats in the second set, and let's try to figure out what's going on here with the serve. So second set so far, we got Sinner at 59%, Alcaraz at 48%. First serve stats, to remind you guys, low from both players. Alcaraz 59%, Sinner 53%. So second set so far, we got Sinner winning. Hold on. It just changed. They just updated it. Okay, we got new numbers here, guys. Second set, new numbers for the serve stats. 72% for Sinner in the second set. 43% for Carlos Alcaraz, first serve percentage. Now listen to this. First serve points won. Second set 46% Sinner, 70% Alcaraz. It's a wild match, guys. This is a wild match. We have some crazy numbers here. We have some crazy numbers. Yeah. First serve points won in the first set was 71% Sinner, 66% Alcaraz. Yeah. Look, it's normal. What can you do? It's up to the conditions. The level is going to be weaker. And, the problem that these guys have is that often we're going to have to remind people that you can't expect every match to be like the Roland Garros final from last year. That's maybe just a one-time match, just like that. That might never happen again. That level. That was an incredible match. Then Wimbledon final was nice, but wasn't quite as exciting. U.S. Open final, same thing. I thought actually the ATP finals, that was a really fun match, but we didn't quite get that level again after Roland Garros, and we're certainly not getting it here, and we can't expect it, especially not in these conditions. 3-2 Alcaraz, second set, serving up a break. Tough rally. And Carlitos center loops the ball, and Carlitos goes for his forehand, hits an inside end winner. But you got to feel for these guys. It's tough in these conditions. But I see both are trying to manipulate the ball to make it go in the wind. I'm seeing both guys, try to shape the ball. And these are aggressive players that want to rip, but it's not easy. That's an insane return from Sinner. Somewhat central serve from Alcaraz, and Sinner hits it right on the line. Two-handed backhand return right on the back of the line, barely touching the line. It's 15-all. Look, Sinner, if he gets a break back right here, he's close to the victory, very close to the victory. Are you kidding me? Another return on the line. This is insane returning. He hits 2 returns on the line. Carlos Alcaraz can't believe it. He's complaining. This time is a forehand return off a first serve from Alcaraz. Sinner hits it right on the baseline. Insane. Follows it up with a very strong forehand. 15-30. Yeah, if Sinner can get it right here, he can be back in this match. Carlito with a wide bomb drop shot. Poor. Sinner gets to it, hits it down the line. Backhand overhead winner from Sinner. There was a backhand overhead from Alcaraz in the first set. Sinner hit a better one. This guy is an incredible athlete. Look, backhand overhead, one of the most difficult shot, if not the most difficult shot in tennis, and to be able to pull it off in a situation like this, my hat is off to Yannick. 15-40, 2 break points, even though I will say this one probably was easier than the one Alcaraz hit in the first set. Stefan Edberg, the legend in the crowd. First serve miss from Carlitos. Second serve on 15-40. Let's see what happens. Central return blast from Sinner. And Carlitos saves the first break point with a very tough rally. Both guys were hitting the ball well in this one. Eventually, Carlos Alcaraz, it's a strong cross-court ball. Sinner mishandles the slice, 30-40. One break chance left. Yes, hard conditions to play. Yes, for sure. For sure. I'm 100% sure that Mr. Yannick Sinner will be ATP world number 1 tomorrow. Ace from Alcaraz, back to deuce. I don't really like. For me, it doesn't matter which one of them is number one. I'll be honest. Like that, not that interesting to me. I think it's more interesting who takes the titles and how the head to head goes. Like number one to me, whether someone is one or two, like not that interesting to me. And Ace Carlitos, now he's getting out of a jam in this service game with some exceptional tennis. Game point Alcaraz. That was a nice time to pull out an ace right there. Commentary is biased. Why? Why is it biased? I picked Alcaraz to win. Um, but everybody in my comment sections always calls me a Sinner fan. Alcaraz misses the forehand down the line and we're back to deuce. Listen, guys, I'm being neutral. I like both of these guys. I don't care who wins, to be honest with you. I think they are the saviors of tennis, these two guys. I'm blessed to have both of them. Deuce. Another monster serve, wide from Alcaraz, game point. Center, frame the return long. Carlos doesn't deserve to be number one. Why not? He won the Australian Open, US Open. Still got Roland Garros, Wimbledon final. What are you talking about? Body serve from Alcaraz. Second serve. And Alcaraz hits a backhand long. That shot is killing him today, that backhand. Overhits it long again. Deuce. Listen, who's going to be number one between these two guys? It's like they both deserve to be number one. Can they be co-number one? You know, they're so much better than everybody else. Like Alcaraz goes for the T serve, misses it long, second serve. Alcaraz has to catch a toss, second serve. Oh, it's a win mistake, guys. That backhand from Carlos. Carlos, if you take a look at the finish, he tried to fix it, but the ball, I think, got into his body. It was the wind. The wind changed the ball, and he completely mishit that. Break point number 3 for center. Add out. He missed it wide. What will Sinner do on this return? He's going to put pressure on Carlitos on this one. Fantastic serve there. And he misses a drop shot wide. We're back on serve. Not the biggest fan of drop shot on the first ball in the rally, even for Carlitos. And especially, when you're working with lateral balls, the drop shot is not the best option. When we're thinking about forward, backward, that's where drop shot works better. So he pulled Yannick way off the court. He should have gone down the line or cross court and take the lateral advantage that he had because Yannick was laterally off the court. Poor shot selection from Carlos there. And we're back on serve, 3-all. Center is in a fantastic position now to get very close to the victory if he holds right here, which means that 4-3, he can break, serve out the match. So this game right here, as I've said in the the 7th game of the match, right? They always used to say that it's the most important game. Let's see. It's a big game for center. Could you pet the cat? Okay, I'll pet it in a second. Hold on. After this rally. And Carlos Alcaraz hits a backhand down the line winner. It looked a little bit shaky, but they were ripping in this rally. This conditions are looking brutal, guys. Brutal conditions. Don't think he hit this one 100% clean, to be honest with you. Love 15. Here, Simone's sleeping though, so I'm not gonna pet him too much, but yeah, he's sleeping. He's tired because he was up all night. Did not see that serve at all. I think he might have hit the net. I know for sure the second serve, Sinner. Loop return, Alcaraz, absolute blast from center. And Alcaraz misses a forehand cross court, 15 all. 2 hours already. This is an absolute battle. 7-6, 3-3, it's already 2 hours. It's a battle. Center handles the win better than Alcaraz. I'll discuss that in a second. Alcaraz, center hits a backhand cross-court drop shot. Alcaraz overhits it long. 30-15 center. If center can get out of this game, he's putting himself in a fantastic position to win this match. Because this match is so tricky. It can go back and forth with breaks. But if center can find some big serves here, can hold, I'm liking center to win this match. But we'll see. Who's better in the win, center or Alcaraz? I'll answer in a second, guys, after this point. Second serve center. And Alcaraz overhits another backhand long, 40-15. I think both guys are way better in the wind than everybody else on tour. So first and foremost, both guys are good in the wind. But another component of the wind is the mental game, and the way Alcaraz can go in and out a little bit during a match. Center is a little bit more steady. It's hard to say. Like from a shot repertoire and variety standpoint, you could say Alcaraz, but it's hard to say who's better in the win. I think both guys are so even in that category. Alcaraz, I gotta say, this was a very poor game from Alcaraz. This stretch right here, losing his serve and the way Sinner held this game, that forehand error, 40-15, could look wild, look like an angry miss. The very poor stage of the match for Alcaraz right here from a mental standpoint, he's in the danger of letting this final slip away from him. Yeah, this is a surprising twist because I thought the momentum had shifted for Carlitos, but like I said in that game early in the second set, I feel that like Sinner snapped himself back into the groove and found this baseline game because he was hitting so hard in the very beginning of that second set, making some forehand errors, and he snapped himself back into the set. And now it's Alcaraz who's going back through a little bit of a down period, So this is a very dangerous time for this down period, though, because Sinner is 2 games away from winning this match. So Alcaraz needs very badly a strong hold right here, obviously. Yeah, why is the 7th game considered more important? Yeah, they always used to say that back when I grew up in Germany. Always the commentators, the 7th game. I don't know, because it's in the middle of the set and you're close to winning the set. Like, obviously it's important, but is it the most important game? It could be very unimportant. I don't know if like Pericard plays against a Pelka, 7th game important there. I don't know. Like those guys probably going to tiebreak anyway. So I don't know. It's one of these myths. All right, 7-6, 4-3 center. Alcaraz serving. An extremely important game for Carlitos right here. He's going to have to find his best game quickly. Big blast from Alcaraz. Both guys are blasting. A very strong rally. And Sinner, upper hand in this rally. Alcaraz was trying to get him off the court with a cross court forehand, but Sinner, he found his baseline game again. Love 15. Okay, that point from Alcaraz is incredibly important, to say the least. A very difficult forehand that he had to come up with inside in, because Sinner's ground strokes are starting to click now. That was a very important point right there. 15 all. Love 30. That would have been a very dangerous situation for Alcaraz. Alcaraz definitely losing the passion like he had before. I've heard this comment a lot. I'll comment on it in a second. And a humongous backhand from Alcaraz. Short forehand, and Sinner goes for the backhand down the line, misses it. Correct shot choice from Sinner. Alcaraz gave him a short ball. He had a look for down the line backhand. He missed it by a little bit. Just a positive miss from Sinner. He's kicking himself for missing it, obviously, but right now, to me, it looks like Sinner has the upper hand. It's Alcaraz that needs to get out of the slump. I'll get into this question if Alcaraz is losing the passion in a second. Big T serve from Alcaraz, forehand blast down the line. Sinner misses the backhand long, 40-15 Alcaraz. You know, I know what you mean, but you also have to put into context that he lost in Indian Wells and Miami, to Korda. That was a nightmare loss. Definitely didn't look happy there. And he lost to Medvedev in Indian Wells. So it's tough if you want to compare it to those two matches. Obviously, he wasn't a happy camper there. 40-30. Alcaraz attempted a backhand down the line from outside the court, missed it by just a little bit. He's playing well in this game, 40-30. So if you look at him during these matches and during the matches in Monte Carlo, he looked happy to me, Carlito. I don't think he lost the passion at all. Not smiling too much in this final, but it's a nightmare final. This is the match of nightmares. This is the wind, and this is an ugly match. Hard to love being out there in these conditions. And double fault deuce, guys. Take a look at the serve stats right here. Sinner extremely close to the victory right here. Carlitos needs to find his best tennis quick, very quick. And an incredible rally from Sinner. And this is kind of like match point right here, I'll be honest. An incredible rally from Sinner, putting Alcaraz under a tremendous amount of pressure, hitting the ball deep. Alcaraz playing defense, and Sinner finishes him off with like an inside in forehand that's close to the baseline. Break point Sinner, 94-mile-an-hour forehand. His ground strokes are starting to click now. He's calibrated him right. Early in the second set, he was overhitting, but now he's hitting quite well. That was let. I saw that. That one I saw. 391 people in here, though. That's cool. Second serve Alcaraz. So we got break point and the second serve. What will Sinner do? I think he's gonna hit very strong central. Doesn't. Hits it short. And overhits a forehand. Yeah, that return, I think he was a little too far away from it. That was a miss hit. He wasn't in the right position. Hit that way shorter than he wanted to. Deuce. But again, like that kicker from Carlos was nasty. That was a good second serve. That's a better return. That's a central deep return. That's what I'm talking about. I dedicated a segment to it in yesterday's video. See that return right there? That was deep and central. Alcaraz picked it up. The next ball, Sinner hit a winner cross court. Another break point. So this return right here, if he can get it just like that, deep and hard, he's going to put himself in a good position to win the rally. He's quite far back in the court to return this serve. Close to the back fence, not quite as close as Carlos. Hits the return short. Carlos comes in. Alcaraz misses the volley. Yannick Sinner hits a phenomenal pass cross court. Surprising volley miss from Carlitos. Yannick Sinner is up 5-3. I'm shocked by Carlos's drop in the second set. I'll be really honest with you. To lose consecutive service games like this in this fashion, body language is poor. Surprised by Carlitos. Yannick Sinner, though, he found his game in the second set. He's starting to strike the ball well. This is where the serve can help him out. I talked about the serve helping him out in the first set. In those tough moments, the best servers serve at their best when they're serve out matches. Let's see if Sinner can come up with some monster serving right here and get the sunshine triple. Let's take a look. Misses the first serve. Second serve, Sinner. Big backhand blast from Carlitos. Another one across court. Yeah, the backhand is let them down today. Body language. I'll tell you, that's one of the worst I've seen from Carlos Alcaraz regarding his body language ever in this match. 15 love Sinner. He needs a first serve right here. I can't see that one, but it looked wide, maybe even long. I don't know. Second serve, Sinner. I'll be honest with you, that almost looked like a tank backhand to me from Carlitos. I mean, I know he's been hitting it like that all match, but that's just a low percentage shot, and he's missed so many backhands this match. Makes no sense. And Sinner's giving him second serves, not serving well. 30 love Sinner. 2 points away from taking the Sunshine Triple and getting his first Monte Carlo title. And Yannick Sinner misses a backhand long, a very tough rally featuring another low short forehand that Sinner hit really well inside out. Alcaraz gave him a look to put the bounce overhead away, but he couldn't. If he can get a first serve right here, can help him out tremendously. If he doesn't, Carlito still has a chance to get back into this match. That was a positive rally from Carlos. Carlos Sinners. Carlos Sinners. Yannick Sinner serve deserts him in the most important stage, second serve. And another backhand miss. Carlos Alcaraz very negative body language. I'm noticing that. Match point Sinner, 40-15. I think he's going to find the first serve here. He's got to. He's got to find the first serve. Let's check the first serve percentage in this set now so far. Let's see. It's low. It's 52%, but I think he's going to find a bomb right here and get the sunshine triple. I don't know, guys. What was that? I couldn't see it. Was that let? He's got first serve? And Yannick Sinner wins Monte Carlo. Can you believe it? Yannick Sinner wins the Sunshine Triple. He's ranked number 1 in the world again. What an interesting match. I got to tell you guys, this was a very interesting match. I am shocked by some of the things that I saw, I'll be honest with you. But the explanation, the quick explanation is the conditions were tough. This was not a high quality match by any means. It was possibly the worst match these guys played against each other. From a quality standpoint, of course, it's entertaining and exciting. If you're a Sinner fan, you're super happy right now. But from a quality standpoint, it was very poor, but there was reasons for it. The wind. However, I have to notice that, I'm interesting. You guys said that the joy for Carlitos in tennis is gone, and I disagreed, and I said he was joyful in Monte Carlo, but he was far from joyful in this match. This is some of the worst that I've seen from Carlos from psychological standpoint. I've always praised Carlos as having the best attitude for tennis that I've ever seen. But this match, I haven't really seen any of that. The second set was extremely poor. Yannick Sinner was making so many mistakes. But first and foremost, let's go back to the first set. Like Yannick Sinner basically gave him an easy put away on set point to stay in the set, and Carlos Alcaraz gave him a double fault right after that to lose the first set. Then Yannick Sinner is blasting early in the second set, making mistakes. Alcaraz can win the second set easily if he just stays with it, but he can't. Yes, Yannick Sinner found his game to the mid stages of the second set, started playing more solid and stopped making so many mistakes, like throttled down some of the power, and it was very smart. But Alcaraz just went away, started showing such bad body language, making so many mistakes, even the missing some of his trademark like cat and mouse stuff, all that. Let's check the first serve percentage in the second set. 56% Alcaraz, 53% Sinner, like poor from both. But Yannick Sinner was the better man on this particular day from a mental standpoint. He stayed with it. He found his game when he needed it the most because he didn't allow the negativity to take his tennis over, and he put himself back together, started making shots, extending rallies, and won the second set. And Carlitos just went away. He just went away. I think this is huge. I picked Carlitos to win this match in my preview. I thought that Yannick Sinner's serve percentage in the match against Zverev, even though he played maybe the best set of the tournament, that was reason for me that Carlos is going to win this match. But a different Carlos showed up and he didn't. So Sinner was able to beat Carlos with a poor first serve percentage on a poor serving day on clay. Now, think about it this way, guys. When we get to Madrid, when we get to Rome, the conditions are faster. And Yannick Sinner will work on his game. This guy's a worker. He's not gonna, if they make it to the final again, he's not gonna give him another serving day like this. Jannik Sinner is the best server on planet Earth, and I think this will shift their head-to-head on the clay courts. Alcaraz won the last two. He won in Rome and Roland Garros. I think it's going to be difficult for Carlitos because this is where his chances were the best, especially with Sinner's not working the way it can work. That's why I picked him yesterday. But when we get to Madrid, when we get to Rome, Roland Garros is a little bit of a question mark, right? I think Sinner's got a chance to blaze through the clay court season, guys. He's got a chance. He's going to take, next week off. I think Carlos needs to win Barcelona. He can't skip that. He's got to get his head back, get his confidence back, get positive again. He has to play Barcelona. He has to win Barcelona. It's a very important tournament. No, he shouldn't take time off. That's really idiotic. He needs to win Barcelona, and then his chances are pretty decent at Madrid. But right now, with this, what I just saw, it's shifted for me, guys. It's shifted completely. I think Sinner has got a fantastic chance to win Madrid. Somebody told me that he's allergic to plants in Madrid and he's not going to play. So I don't know. We'll see. But of course, in Rome, with the home crowd, this is incredible. Like, I think Sinner right now can blaze through the clay court season. And then once we get into Roland Garros, that can be a huge advantage. So, Carlitos, I'm very worried about what I just saw. I'm going to analyze this in great detail and try to detect even more things once I'm done with this. But I'm shocked what I saw from Carlos, I'll be honest. And that collapse in the second set. But it's okay to, miss shots and play poorly. But I always saw the attitude in Alcaraz, the Alcaraz smile, that happy attitude, the joy and being out there. And I understand that 16, 17 mile an hour wind, you lose the joy for tennis. But that body language, I need to analyze it more. That was shocking for Alcaraz, the way he let that second set go. So, yeah, this clay court season just got a lot more interesting, guys. It's got a lot more interesting. It's crazy. What do you guys think? Put it in the chat. Do you think Sinner dominates the clay court season? Or do you think Alcaraz has a chance to fight back and come back and win some of these big tournaments? I think it's looking good for Sinner now. Yeah, both were affected by the win. Sinner managed it better mentally. I think you said it perfectly. Sinner won this match mentally. He could have easily collapsed in that second set and went away, and we would have been watching a third set right now. Because Sinner, if you remember, he was blasting the. I'm not gonna get explicit here, but he was blasting very hard because he was probably relieved winning that insane first set where he missed the easy forehand. Alcaraz gave him a double fault. He was blasting, feeling loose as a goose, and then he found himself down a break, but then he put himself back together from a high percentage shot making standpoint. He started making shots and he got back into this match, right? So that is so clutch from Sinner to be able to recognize what he was doing wrong, and the momentum has shifted for Carlitos, and then it shifted back to Sinner very quickly, and he earned this. He performed spectacularly well in very difficult conditions and was able to take out Carlos Alcaraz on the dirt. Can you believe it, guys? That was very surprising to me that Sinner can beat Alcaraz in the Monte Carlo final. That's why I picked Alcaraz to win, and especially not serving well. That's the insane part. Sinner was able to beat Alcaraz without a serve. That's absolutely insane. Without a decent coach, Alcaraz, Sinner will dominate. So you're saying um, this is happening because of Juan Carlos Ferrero. So that's something that will come up now. That because Juan Carlos Ferrero is not there, that's why we're seeing this type of Alcaraz again. First of all, let's be fair to Alcaraz. What he did in 2025, that's almost impossible to repeat. He had like maybe the best year of his career. Like, I'll never forget what Rafa said. A season where you win one Grand Slam is a phenomenal season. Okay. And Alcaraz in 2025 won Roland Garros and the US Open. He also made it to the ATP finals indoors, which was a huge surprise to me. And he, of course, he lost to Djokovic in the quarters of Australia, but he made the Wimbledon final too. So that was a spectacular year. He made something like 12 out of 13 finals or something. Or maybe that's counting this year too. But he was in like, he went on a rampage ever since Madrid and made every tournament that he played in 2025, with the exception of the Paris Indoors Masters, he made the final. So he can't repeat that. Even the great Carlos Alcaraz can't repeat that. What happened in Indian Wells and Miami is just what happens naturally. You can't play like that. You just can't. It's just impossible. So his year so far is actually good. He has a phenomenal year. Think about it. He won the Australian Open. He won Doha, semis Indian Wells. Yes, Miami was a disaster for Carlos, and I think he shouldn't even play that tournament in the future. He should just skip it and prepare properly for Monte Carlo. And he made the final of Monte Carlo. It was a windy day. Hopefully, he can bounce back. I don't think he's in trouble against anybody else on clay other than Sinner right now. So he can make finals throughout the clay court season. So, look, he's got a phenomenal season without Juan Carlos Ferrero. I'm sure like he did not expect to win the Australian Open. That was insane. He won the Australian Open. Carlitos, he's got all the slams now. So that's without Juan Carlos Ferrero. So I don't know. It's unfair to say that his current coach Samuel Lopez is not doing a good job. I think he's doing a fantastic job, and he's been with them before. Like, he was part of the team. And it's not all about the coaching, guys. I think more importantly, it's the independence that Alcaraz seeks. Maybe there was too much control with Juan Carlos Ferrero. That's what I got out of the Alcaraz documentary. I think Alcaraz wants to be his own man, and he wants to call the shots more. And he doesn't like when people tell him when to go on vacation and what to do. And I think ultimately that's going to be good for Carlitos. And I think the worry was for the coaches around him, that Carlos is wild, and if you let him go, he's going to hit 200 drop shots in a match. But I don't know. Alcaraz obviously close enough to be able to tell you, but my impression is that instinctively, Carlos Alcaraz is a great tactician on the court, and it's not really like that, you know. And of course, he can be a showman out there, but I'm seeing that less and less. So again, the way he's playing right now is not bad. This was concerning what happened here, but it could be that he doesn't like the wind. I don't know. It could be as simple as that. But to say that this is complete, like, the downfall of Alcaraz and what happened to Carlos Alcaraz, we're not there yet, right? Like, he's okay. He's up there, and his coach is doing a good job. And I think this is the right direction for Carlitos. I think for him, maybe a smaller situation with like a smaller team is probably better, like, just so that he doesn't have so many voices in his head. That was my impression from the documentary. And Juan Carlos Ferrero did a fantastic job with him in the development stage. He got him to this level. It was a unknown junior, and then he became the most famous tennis player in the world, or with him and Sinner, the two most famous right now. So Juan Carlos Ferrer did a fantastic job, and it was time for them to go. I don't. We're not going to get into the situation again, but like, I'm responding to the comment of he needs a new coach. No, the coach is doing good. Carlos Alcaraz is doing good. Now, here's what needs to happen. It's okay to perform like this, and nobody's perfect. But one thing that I see with Sinner that's so amazing is that he learns from losses better than anybody else. That's the amazing part with Yannick Sinner. When he lost to Alcaraz at Roland Garros last year. He somehow learned from that, bounced back, and won Wimbledon. When he lost to Alcaraz at the US Open, he understood the serve let him down. He worked on his serve and blazed through the indoor season. When he lost to Djokovic at Australia, he went to the USA early and was training like a maniac and ended up winning Indian Wells in Miami. Nobody bounces back from losses better than Yannick Sinner. Nobody on the ATP Tour learns more from losses than Yannick Sinner. So the question is, can Carlitos learn from this loss? Because again, he's got more tools on clay, and he's got ways to beat Yannick Sinner on clay, but he needs to be himself. He wasn't himself today. He needs to find himself again and find the joy on the court. Whatever is happening here, the wind is not an excuse. You know, I always thought that Rafa had fun in the wind. Rafa actually had fun in the wind. He was like torturing the other guy, and that's pretty much what Carlos needs to do. He needs to learn from this loss, like Yannick did, and now we can have an interesting clay court season. If he doesn't, I think Yannick Sinner has the potential to blaze through the clay court season. If as insane as this sounds, because this was the best chance right here in between like this and Roland Garros. I think Roland Garros is its own thing. We won't even discuss it now. But Madrid and Rome, I see the advantage for Sinner. I saw the advantage here for Alcaraz, Monte Carlo, but I see the advantage for Sinner now. So Carlos needs to go to Barcelona and he needs to do work. If he pulls out of Barcelona, I'm going to be even more worried. I know a lot of you guys want everybody to take weeks off, but tennis players train their whole life to be able to play matches every single day. And Carlos Alcaraz does not need to take a week off. He needs to go to Barcelona and forget about this nightmare that just happened to him. And he needs to build his confidence, brick by brick again. Take the Barcelona title. He didn't get it last year. He lost to Rune. He got hurt. If he takes the Barcelona title, he's going to feel better about going into Madrid. If he doesn't play Barcelona or loses in Barcelona, he's got to do work. He's got to then find himself in Madrid. Madrid is tricky. That's a tricky one right there for everyone. That's my least favorite clay court tournament. That should be an indoor tournament. I don't know why Hamburg lost that spot, because Hamburg, that was the actual tournament there. It was a very interesting tournament. Cold weather in Germany. That's where Federer shined. He took out Nadal, broke his 81 match clay court winning streak. Like a low bouncing clay court would have been interesting, but no, Hamburg lost that slot for the ATP 1000. And Madrid was an indoor tournament, so now it's like this weird outdoor tournament that it's like that's my least favorite one, and always produced results on the clay court contrary for what results on clay court should be. And that one's going to be tricky for Carlitos, even though he's won that tournament. But I think even though people have said that Sinner is allergic to plants over there, I think Sinner is going to be the favorite there. I'll have to say it. Then you better believe Yannick Sinner will be practicing his serve until then. He's not going to be playing anything until Madrid. He's going to be practicing his serve. You better believe that first serve percentage is going to be way better than what was it here overall. Let me take a look. Overall, it was 51% today. You better believe he's going to be serving closer to 60 in Madrid on average throughout the whole tournament. So look out. The Yannick is coming now for the clay titles. It's going to be tough. Zverev is probably the happiest man right now. No more Sinner for a while. Now it's Alcaraz. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I think Zverev is probably playing Munich. Carlos will reset his anchor in Barcelona. He needs to. He needs to reset that anchor very deep into the ground in Barcelona, because that was. I've got to be honest. I'm shocked with what I saw from Carlitos in this one. Yeah, this is actually great. Look, Sinner said it before the match. He wanted to see what he needs to work on after playing Carlos. Yeah, I heard that too. Sinner, he said that he wanted to play Carlos at least once before Roland Garros to learn from the match, and this is just such a healthy approach. Like, it's a fantastic approach to the game. You seem to forget that his serve is abysmal right now. You better believe Carlos will work on his serve too. Look, Carlos, he doesn't. It was 56% of this match. Yeah, he didn't serve well by any means, and especially that double fault. But again, like, both guys had to deal with the wind. And Carlos will work on a serve too. I mean, Carlos is an incredible worker. Incredible worker. I mean, he's tinkered with the serve a lot. I've read them, documented the changes on my channel, and that serve has gotten better. But tennis is a tough game. You always have to continue to work. You have to continue to get better. It's quite a it's a nightmare. It will never let you rest. There will always be something wrong. You're always going to be missing. There's always going to be something wrong. And that applies even to Sinner and Alcaraz. Joker comes back and mess up the party. Where will Joker come back? What do you guys think? I don't know. Be honest. I don't know if he'll play Madrid. Maybe he'll come back like 1 week before Roland Garros. Like, he'll play Geneva. Just play one tournament. I don't know. It's hard to say. Both of Sinner's parents are there. Yeah, that's nice to see. Actually, it's nice to see that the Sinner parents are there. 554 people watching this live stream. Yeah, I think we had, like, at one point we were close to like 700 in here. So, but you know what, guys, I'm gonna let you go now. If you have any questions to ask me, I'll answer a couple more questions. I'll get out of here because now what I'm gonna do is I gotta rewatch this whole thing and see if I missed anything. Because always you pick more stuff up the second time you watch a match. So I'll watch the match again. I will do a proper analysis on my channel later on today. I'll post a video, and we'll go through. We'll try again on another time. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Again, look, let me discuss my live stream real quick. I can close this now. I don't, you probably didn't see a thing here, but let me tell you guys what my plan is. So I can't even believe that I did this today because I really wasn't ready to do it. Yesterday, after I finished my semifinal analysis and final preview video, I was trying to figure out how to put the score here. So if any of you guys are familiar with OBS or River, what's it called? I don't even, River Bend. What is that app called? I don't even know. I ever forgot. I use that for, like, when I go on a podcast, River or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's a couple of different platforms that I tried to use to go live and put the score in there, but it's really tricky to have an automatically updated real life score in there. And I had somebody help me yesterday with OBS, and I think probably going to use OBS. So if anybody is an expert in OBS, you can DM me on Instagram and help me out. So I do plan to go live for the big matches. I've planned to do this for a long time. This is my very first one. I didn't have the score. I had my iPad up here that you probably couldn't see. And one thing that I do want to talk to you guys about, just to get a better feeling, if you can let me know in the chat. Do you guys like what I did today when I watched it on TV? Because this is the most up-to-date way to do it. Because when you watch it on stream, it's delayed a little bit. And I don't know if every stream is the same, but the Tennis Channel stream is like two seconds, maybe 1 to 2 seconds behind the actual footage. So if I do it off a stream, I'm behind. So that, if you guys are watching on TV, it's going to be really annoying to listen to me. So tell me, guys, do you watch it on TV or do you watch it on the stream? Let me know in the comments. Okay, yes, live commentary is the best, but to make it better for you guys, do you want me to watch it on TV or on a stream? Because if I watch on a stream, I do have more options and I see better. I couldn't see the first serve today at all. Yeah, your commentary is what you want to hear, but let me know I watch on stream. So you watch on stream. So do you find it irritating if I'm? But you know what? What also is what I find now is that actually talking during the rally is dumb, and I gotta stop doing it because the point uh, is so quick. And I did this on my channel actually. I had one time Shamir mic'd up when he was playing a match against me actually, and I instructed him to talk, during the match and tried to share his thoughts as he was playing. So Shamir misunderstood this and was talking in the points. And in the beginning of the match, he he tried to talk and discuss every shot that he hit. So there was one such a funny rally. He's like he returns. He goes, oh, great return. Oh, backhand. Like he couldn't even get sentences out because the thing was happening so fast. And that's what I find with this live commentary too. If I'm trying to tell you what's happening in a rally, in case you're not watching the match, which I guess some people aren't, but it's a watch along. So I guess you are watching along. I can't even like tell you what's happening fast enough. So that backhand down the line, backhand cross court, backhand. I can't even like catch up with what's happening in the point. So what's the point of even saying anything? So I think the second time I do this, I'm going to be quiet in the rallies and just give you a summary after. What do you guys think? Because otherwise, it can be annoying. Um, I want to optimize this as much as I can because again, I want to do this as often as I can. And I'll read through the chat what you guys said about the stream. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for all the messages, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Probably, maybe we'll do Barcelona, but for sure we'll do Madrid for sure. And Simone will be he will be more present if I do it from here from this couch. So